Hey, was that my end or your end?
That was my end. Optimum again.
Oh, okay, because I've been having internet issues today, so I thought it might be me. But it seems like everything was working here.
Something like internet's everywhere. Just like cell phone service, like everything's breaking.
I mean, on the one hand, like the fact that it works in the first place is kind of magic. Um, but yeah, it's annoying when it doesn't work.
All right. You
Why don't we
ready to?
finish like the show?
Yep. Okay.
What were we at in timing wise?
We're at 33 minutes.
Let's make it a shorter show and just like 5 more minutes.
Yeah. Let me just check to see if we have any emails. No. Thank you, everybody. Uh, remember when we used to get emails? Okay, here we go.
Remember when we used to take the show a little more seriously?
Yeah, that's a very good point. All right. We took a little break thanks to Optimum. Thank you, Optimum.
Technical difficulties are our favorite thing. Jalen Brunson, second team All NBA. I'm calling it a lock.
A lock. Okay.
A lock. And you know, if my prediction is not correct, the consequences will be insane.
Okay. Oh, before we go any further, I'm just going to give out our info. If you want to email us, nynixpodcast@gmail.com. We are NYNix Podcast on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Patreon. When we joined a podcast network, somehow we lost 291 episodes off of our feed. So I am uploading all the episodes to Patreon so that they are at least available. You can join for $1 and get all the old episodes. I have uploaded the first 150, which takes us to the beginning of the 2012-2013 season. So you can listen through Linsanity, through the acquisition of Carmelo. And it's fun going through the old episode descriptions because the 2012-2013, the first one is like, yay, the season's starting. And the very next episode is Amari's out and injured. So I found that pretty funny.
By the way, Jay, on a different note, a different stat, did you know Josh Hart now has gotten to sixth place all time for the Knicks in triple doubles?
Yeah, you got like, what, one more since last episode, and that bumped him
Yeah,
up a few spots?
he is number five. He's tied. He has five triple doubles, which is a lot for a season, especially for a guy who's never done it before in the past. He
Mm-hmm.
is Jerry Lucas, who did it in 221 games, also has five. Josh Hart's done it in 92 games as a Nick.
Pretty
I
good.
mean, it's not
Pretty
like
good.
the Russell Westbrook doing it every game for two straight seasons, but like for the Knicks, it's a pretty big deal.
Well, I mean, if you just count the last 20 games, he still has five, so he's doing it every 4 games.
Yes. And if he plays 48 minutes a night going forward, he might get a few more.
Yep.
He's the next on the list. Would be to catch Mark Jackson, who had seven.
Okay.
I think Josh Hart could catch him.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. And then
Uh,
and then there's like a huge jump, right?
Walt Frazier has 23. He's number one.
Yeah. Okay.
But if Josh Hart plays the rest of the season for 48 minutes a night,
That is true. He could
got a
get there.
shot there. He's got a shot.
Yeah. Yeah.
What else? We are going to wrap up soon, but anything else Knicks related you want to mention about this team being unbelievably awesome?
Well, we didn't do our predictions for the next, so we will have three games before
Let's just
next
do the next
episode.
five games.
Okay. We have
Next five games,
at
Denver.
Denver, home Brooklyn, home Detroit, at Toronto, at San Antonio.
Okay. And I want to point out, by the way, the Brooklyn doesn't matter. It's always a home game. Doesn't matter where the game's played.
That is true. That is true.
Okay. I'm going to say Denver is going to be a loss, and
Hmm.
the Knicks should throw that game. Brooklyn's a win. Detroit's a win. Toronto is a win. San Antonio is a win. We also should mention the very sad news. RJ, his brother passed away. Absolutely horrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very sad.
I hate to hear stuff
Um,
like that.
but he's having a great season in Detroit, in Toronto, and IQs look great there also. So hopefully, whenever he's back on the court, and hopefully they will continue to gel well and look great. In Detroit, Evan Fournier has gotten an opportunity to actually play basketball.
Hmm.
He has looked better than Bogdanovich, at least according to the stats I've seen in the box score. Um, Grimes is not playing there, and Malachi Flynn is barely playing also.
Okay. I mean, it like I said, this isn't like a um, this is the final piece move. This was to get an expiring contract to make another trade. It's a bonus if he plays really well. I'm
I mean, I
not.
think they were looking for they were looking for something
They
from
were they were looking for
Bogdanovich.
some offense, but when the team is fully healthy, he's not going to be playing that many minutes anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, if this team
Um,
is fully healthy at this point.
is it possible as an organization to declare bankruptcy and just like ask like for an expansion team to take your team? Because I feel like that's what Brooklyn should do now. They should ask the NBA, hey, can you guys do an expansion team? We will just leave the NBA. We are that terrible.
Just move to Seattle. Seattle deserves a team.
Yeah, go to Seattle. Seattle doesn't have a team. You guys can have the town. People will be excited. You'll get rid of the stupid Nets name and like you'll be like you'll be Supersonics. Everyone will just forget about the Nets. They'll forget about your. It would be funny though if they went to Seattle, became the Sonics, because then it'd be like Durant leaving Brooklyn gets them back to Seattle.
The Nets died when they came out with that stupid Brooklynite mascot. You remember that? They
I mean, they died when Durant and Kyrie put like the stake in their hearts. But yeah,
Chum says, is Tibbs getting too much flack for playing players lots of minutes? I mean, I kind of touched on that earlier. I say yes. I think that when the team is healthy, he plays a normal rotation. So I think everyone
right. But
goes nuts. They're like, oh my God, Josh Hart played 46 minutes tonight with 7 injured guys on the roster. Like, that's what happens when there's a lot of injuries. Look at any other team when there's a lot of injuries. The players that are left are playing a lot of minutes.
no, that's totally fair. I mean, if you look at the Golden State game, for instance, Brunson played 35, which is totally reasonable. Devo played 31, very reasonable. Hartman played 25. That's reasonable. It was McBride and Hart's minutes, which were completely batshit insane. Um, I don't know. I mean, it's really the bench is really, really weak right now. It's Achua and no one else that could be productive.
Mm-hmm.
Mitch extends it a little bit. It's tough. Without OG and Randall, the bench looks terrible.
Yeah.
And without Burks and Bogdanovich being, I don't, why doesn't Tibbs just try? I mean, maybe he's seen Shake in practice and he's not impressed, but why not try Shake a little bit?
I don't know. If we're like, we need to unleash Shake, I think things are just worse than we want to admit.
Well, I've seen Alec Burks play, and I'm just saying let's release Shake. I'm not saying Daquan Jeffries or like Jacob Toppin,
Mm-hmm.
but it seems pretty reasonable based on how Burks is playing. Unless Shake Milton's entire game plan is to pass the other team, he can't be that much worse.
That is true. Yeah. If Burks is going to play this bad, yeah.
Yeah, and I know he's not a sharp. Milton doesn't is not a great 3-point shooter, but like I don't know. Burks is a terrible 3-point shooter apparently. Like there's
He was
just
shooting
try another guy.
40% in Detroit. I don't understand this fall off at all.
I don't know why they're so. I asked this on Twitter, but or X, whatever it's called. Has there ever been a trade that you can remember where it's worked out so poorly for both teams?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
Grimes has given Detroit absolutely nothing. He's been injured and given them absolutely nothing. Fournier sucks. Or just not. He's not been very good either. Like no one involved in that trade has done anything on the new team. Their new team.
It's weird. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the wasn't the earth-shattering trade. It's just, I guess the funny thing about it is every other. If you look at the past moves that Leon's made, when he traded for Derrick Rose, people were like, "Oh, it's a good move, whatever." People didn't hype the media at least wasn't like, "This is an amazing move," and it turned out to be a great move for the Knicks.
Mm-hmm.
When the Knicks traded for Josh Hart, the media's reaction was like, why are they doing this? Like, I guess not an amazing, and turned out to be a great move for the Knicks. When the Knicks traded for OG, I thought like, well, the media is gonna say this is an amazing trade, and they were like, why the Knicks do this? Like, they gave up too much, terrible trade. Turned out to be a great trade. this is the first trade. Then the media was like, wow, the Knicks hit a home run. They're like, Leon's playing 4D check. The way the media came out in favor of this trade, I should have known we were fucked.
True, true. That's a very good point.
Right. If the general consensus from the media is the Knicks made a good move, we are you're like, okay, well, this is going to go poorly.
So, I guess we're not gonna know for the next couple days. OG status. He's gonna rest it.
No.
We'll see what
By the way,
happens.
I just thought we haven't done in a while this. We've done this in the past seasons. We haven't done a while player power ranking.
Hmm.
And it's kind of hard to do it with this team with everyone injured.
Yeah, yeah. I used
But
to
it used
do
to be a
that.
staple of our show,
I
and
used to do
like
that
the
every
player
week.
power rankings would be consist of like, well, I'd put OG there, but he doesn't play. I put Randall. It'd just be like a very sad player power ranking, even though like all the guys that are playing have been great. Like,
Yeah,
just be like a
I should bring that back next season.
yeah, bring it back next season, or maybe at the end of the season we can do some kind of ranking.
Yeah. Hopefully, we'll be able to rank everybody in the actual rotation. That would be nice.
It would be nice if the Knicks. Do you think the Knicks will have everyone healthy in the last game of the season, game 82?
Oh my God, if they do, it's going to be such an awesome playoffs. I'm going to say yes because I can't go through the next month thinking that it's not going to happen. It's going to happen. I'm going to will it to happen.
We are 2 games back of Cleveland. Cleveland is playing. We're not going to catch Milwaukee, but we're 2 games back of Cleveland. It's not insane to catch Cleveland, but I'm more worried about just staying in front of Orlando and Philly than anything else.
Hmm. I mean, with Embiid out, I don't. Philly's not that big of a threat.
I don't know. Everyone's out in the Knicks. I don't know if you know that.
True. It's just like Philly's really bad without Embiid.
I know Pacers have fallen off a little bit. The Heat have fallen off a little bit, which is good.
Yeah,
Good
Miami's
teams to
fallen
fall
off. I mean, luckily the bottom half of the playoff picture on the East has got pretty sketchy. It's really just Orlando right now that the Knicks have to worry about, which is good.
The Knicks are up 4 games on the Heat. Like it's not. There aren't that many games to go. You'd think you're probably safe out of the 8th seed, but the 7th seed you're only up by like only up 3.5. I don't know. The 9th seed you're not going to fall to 9. There's just no way to fall to 9. You're up by 7 games,
Yeah.
7.5 games. You're good in that one, but
Yeah,
I'm getting nervous
up
still.
7.5 with 14 left. They would have to lose all 14, I think, to fall
Stop!
tonight.
Don't even say that out loud.
I
I think
mean,
the Knicks are going to win. The Knicks, the schedule gets a little easier. They
yeah,
should win a bunch of winnable games. Yeah, it's just staying in front of. I don't know who I want first round. I just know, like right now, Orlando first round sounds great to me.
yeah, yeah,
If you stay at the 4 seed, you play Orlando first round, or somehow Philly first round. I am totally in favor of that. I don't care if you have to beat Boston in the second round. You're gonna have to play them eventually anyway.
true. All right.
Okay, I
So
think we're done.
if you want to watch us do the show live, youtube.com/at NYNix podcast or twitch.tv/crumpled bacon. Thank you, everybody who joined the show. We also stream
Jay,
on X.
I don't know if you guys know this, but every time Jalen Brunson's name is mentioned, Jay rubs his nipples. You would only know that if you watched the live show.
You guys are missing out. See? All right. So we'll be back next week, hopefully with some good news, some more wins and some good news. Hopefully. I mean, I need this.
Yes.
I need a good playoff run. I just need this.
I cannot. I seriously cannot wait to see Mitch back on the court. I cannot wait to.
Because we went this whole season saying, what if the Knicks were healthy against Miami? And I really don't want to do that 2 years in a row.
I mean, we got to get to the second round. I mean, if we, I don't want to say where. Like
I don't
like,
care what round. I just want to see a fully healthy team. I want to see what they
well, a
have.
fully healthy team has to win the first round. If we get
Yeah.
fully healthy, and we lose in the first round. I will be like, I'll be livid.
I'll be confused.
Yeah, the team looks too good for that to happen.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, we'll be back. Thanks for joining, everybody. And we'll see you probably Tuesday, right? It's a non-game day. Oh,
We
you
will
can't do
talk.
Tuesdays, right? Yeah. All
We'll
right.
talk.
We'll try and do one Wednesday before the game before the Raptors game.
Sure, let's do that.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody. It's over. Goodbye. It's time to go. This is the end. Say goodbye. I'm gonna leave you. It's the end. Goodbye. Goodbye. Just leave me alone. Feels so good to say goodbye. I'm sick and tired and I'm saying goodbye. Goodbye, girl. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Everybody.
My fantasy team is doing their best impression of the Knicks. It's like
They're all injured.
the day before the playoffs was with a Sengun injury, and then I lost Pirtle. Mark Williams has been out the whole season. I mean, the Marketing was out 6 games. He came back for 1, and he's out again.
It's funny when you said my team's doing the best impression. My thoughts were like, wait, that means they're winning? Does that mean they're losing? You mean injuries?
I mean, I made it to. I'm in the second round right now, but with all those injuries, I have Banton, Jackson Davis, Champagne, and Mishik on my team. Not exactly the killer's row of players. So we'll see what happens. It's close right now, but
This is the semis, I assume, right?
this is the semis. I would really like a healthy team, but I'm not going to get it. So we'll see. We'll see what these guys can do. All right, so I'm going to close. How does Mark feel about Jets free agency moves?
Mike Williams is a nice addition. Like it's good to have he's a really good wide receiver. It's nice to have 2 good wide receivers. Plus, we've added to the offensive line. Aaron Rodgers is going to be injured next season. And their backup QB is a joke. I guess the offensive line should look a little better. I'm trying not to get my hopes up after I thought we were going to win the Super Bowl before the season started this year.
You think
Team should be a little bit better.
You think Aaron Rodgers isn't going to be healthy?
Yeah. He's 40 years old, coming off an ACL injury. I mean, a torn Achilles. Yeah. I'm a little concerned.
I mean, he recovered quicker than any human on the planet has ever recovered from it.
He might run for vice president. I'm a little concerned. He might somehow he might get sued for denying Sandy Hook. I don't know. Aaron Rodgers doesn't sound like the guy we want at our QB, right? I mean, if he goes in the field and plays like Aaron Rodgers, then fuck it, he can deny whatever he wants. The Jets, I'm a little concerned.
The Jets are 14-3. They're going into the playoffs, and he's like, "Sorry guys, my vice presidential term starts next week, so I'm not going to be here for the playoffs."
He's like that. He's like, also, by the way, the Holocaust didn't happen. Anyway, see you guys later. The Aaron Rodgers, they got, I forget, they got they got just a Tyrod Taylor, maybe it is. Their backup QB is not going to be helpful. I don't know if they're going to draft a QB. They probably won't, or maybe they will. I mean, would you have faith in a 4-year-old Aaron Rodgers coming off a torn Achilles to be your QB?
Probably not, but what's the alternative? A rookie?
I don't know. You've completely not planned for this. So there is no alternative.
I mean, how do you plan for him tearing his Achilles on the first play of the first game?
No, I get that. They should have had Brissett or someone else as a backup. Just knowing the guy's old, he's going to get injured. They had nothing for as far as backup. But next year, I feel like you could have gotten someone better than goddamn Tyrod Taylor. I think he's the guy. You figure out how to get a better backup quarterback who might be able to fill in. Also, the line is terrible. The line is absolutely terrible. They made some big moves to get some better offensive linemen. Honestly, the offensive line can't be worse than it was last year.
Andrew said all the good QBs will be gone at 10 in the draft.
Yeah, no, that's true. It's also it's almost like if you're trying to win next season, you might want to add someone who could help for next season, and not like a rookie any other position besides like QB, because the QB is clearly not going to play. And he's right, all the good QBs are going to be gone, but like I
I
don't
don't know
know.
how you do
It's
it with the Jets and the Mets and the Knicks. Like, it's just
the Mets are going to be
mentally
fucking terrible this season.
exhausting. This is the
They,
first
they, they
time you've said this. We've been doing this podcast for 14 years, and every season you're like, "This is the year for the Mets." And
I haven't been quite that optimistic, but I am really pessimistic. 2 years ago, the next Mets made the playoffs and won 100 games or 101 games. This year, they look there's nothing. The starting pitching is very mediocre. The hitting, like there's a lot of things that have to go right for the team to be a 500 team.
well, that's not good.
The Knicks, the Mets are going kind of rebuilding mode. So, like, they're going to see what the rookies can do, which is fine. It's something you kind of have to do at some point, kind of reset. It's a smart move. It's going to be a painful season.
Yeah. Okay.
The Mets
I
have a lot of young players that are going to come up, and then I get that the Jets, the Jets defense looks really good. The Jets have like having another wide receiver out there with opposite Garrett Wilson is huge if you have anyone that can throw the ball to them.
I don't have the energy for. I just follow the Knicks. I don't have the bandwidth to follow all these other miserable teams.
I think by the time the Jets play football in the fall, I will be at the point where I have worked myself up to being excited about the season and convinced myself Aaron Rodgers will play football. And not that we're at the very least we'll get to the goddamn playoffs. I'll have convinced myself of that. The Mets, it's just gonna be a bad season.
You know, I can't even give away like baseball cards anymore.
What do you mean?
I'm on eBay. I'm trying to sell like 600 baseball cards from 1988 for $30. No, nobody wants it.
Why don't you call them NFT IRL to NFTs?
TikTok, NFT, IRL, crypto cards.
What if you could have a physical NFT? Oh wow, a physical NFT. I thought you were just selling baseball cards. Yeah, no, they're physical NFTs. You really want to buy them.
It's just weird. I thought I was gonna retire on that stuff. I can't even get $30.
I mean, there's no. It really like we got fucked with them. All the parents are like, oh, we put them in like our bicycle wheels and like we threw them away. We didn't realize we had a fortune there. Just save these. It'll be fine.
Yeah. Instead, I'm just paying for storage for all this crap, and it's like devaluing by the day.
If you had to make a bet 20 years from now, if
Mhm.
Bitcoin would be worth a lot of money or $0, what would you bet on?
A lot.
I'd bet on $0.
Yeah.
I just still think it's going to go away at some point.
Hopefully not before I sell.
Like I feel like it's baseball cards. Like these are digital baseball cards. There's no real value here. At some point, people will lose interest. I guess maybe they won't. But people are just so diehard, like, oh my God, there's a new coin that has a new technology that doesn't use any technology whatsoever. But anyway, like, let's go for it.
The thing is, for it to be useful in real life, it has to be not fluctuating so much, because you can't have it be worth a candy bar one day and like a new car the next, and then like
Well, that's why that's the ones that are like pegged to the dollar, like the Tether coin is
Yeah.
supposed to be. But it's also just dumb. And that's all about like tax avoidance and like I think I think they've given up on any actual use of crypto. Like you don't even hear about them like here's legit use. They're just like it's a coin and like it holds value. That's all I hear is that it holds value.
yeah.
Some value it holds, and that's the entire use. You mean nope, there's no technology that's going to help out.
Well, like I said, hopefully it goes up a little bit so I can sell it, and then it could do
Well,
whatever
it
it wants.
went back up.
It
Didn't
did.
Is that like 67? At least the Bitcoin was at like 67 or something.
Yeah, I mean, I have a quarter of a Bitcoin. I'm more interested in Ethereum. I want Ethereum to hit 5,000.
I'd like Ethereum to switch places with their Bitcoin. That would be real nice.
Well, I mean, if it
Ethereum's
did
at
that,
3,500. It's not bad. Like,
I wouldn't be looking for a job if Ethereum, Bitcoin flipped prices.
why can't Ethereum go up crazy the way Bitcoin has? Fuck Solana, Dogecoin, all the other ones. But can like fucking Ethereum go up?
How many Ethereum do you have?
1.4.
So if I only had $68,000, like, my life would change.
I don't know. I just want it to go up. I don't know. Yeah. I guess I'm also never selling. I guess because like, what's the? Not that I'm sure I can use the money, but like, it feels like I'm just going to ride this lottery ticket till it goes to zero.
Yeah. Thank you, Andrew. I've had 25 interviews in the last like 30 days. I'm tired.
I can't believe your friend that the live room's still open. Can I talk about your friend that
Yeah, you don't have to mention names. That's fine.
oh, I don't even know your friend's name. But sold basically lost $300,000 by selling Ethereum early.
More, 600,000, right?
Well, I think he sold it. He made money, like maybe made 120. I was doing the difference between what he sold it and what he could have sold it for. Okay, maybe it's 400,000. Whatever.
Yeah,
It's a lot of money.
475,000.
Okay, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
$475,000. He missed out by selling it at the bottom.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's the guy who told me it's going to 5,000, and he panicked and sold it at 1,000. And
This
then
is Jason's like kind of friend who like has been telling him that it's gonna go up and like you have to hold, you have to hold, you have to hold. He fucking sold.
well, I held, so we shall see. Thank you, everybody. This was our after show. You can check out our old shows. We also have a comedy show called The Brink of Sanity. You could check that out.
If we ever do, we'll do an episode soon.
Want to do one tomorrow?
Maybe. Let me get back to you.
Okay, so maybe next week.
Okay. I'll let you know later. But let me actually go right now. I gotta
All
go.
right.